Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. So today is the day. I have the suitcase out. Y'all want to see what's in there? Absolutely nothing, because I have not had a chance to start packing yet. So the first thing we did this morning was go to get Aiden's driver's license. He's had his learning permit. We're still gonna err more on the cautious side of driving, just because anything can happen so fast. So we want him to have a little bit more driving experience before we just totally unleash him. But he is actually legally able to get his driver's license right now. But this is what I have to get done today. I have already cooked. We had a major malfunction with the dishwasher. I'm gonna show y'all this. You can see that is not normal. So we had our dishwasher worked on because it wasn't washing dishes right. I noticed that it's never really heated right, but then I started noticing like water's not coming in, my dishes aren't getting clean. So after trying to run it for a couple of times, I was like, something's not right. So we had somebody come out, they reset the control panel. It began to heat, so he got the heat on, the water on, everything looked fine. Well, I said it last night, and y'all, this is just an answered prayer, because this could have been bad. I started the dishwasher. I had went to get ready for bed. It took me about 30 minutes to do all my bath, you know, my routine, all of that thing. When I got out and opened the door to my bathroom, it almost smelled electrical, and I was like, something's not right, but I don't know where this is coming from. So I began to kind of walk around in the big room. All the lights were off because some of the kids were already asleep. But I knew I was smelling something that wasn't right. So I ended up narrowing it down in here to the kitchen, and then I remembered the dishwasher. You know, we just had it worked on. I've been having problems with it. So I come over and opened it up, and a cloud of smoke come out. And there was no water apparently coming in, and the heating element was actually heating up, which is not something like I told y'all that it used to not heat up enough in there, but the heating element was actually coming on. It was like washing your dishes basically with cold water. But so now the heating element was working right, because it was fixed, and then all of a sudden the water's not coming in, so that means this is not moving. So this is sitting on the heating element while it's heating up, and the big cloud of smoke come out. I immediately turned it off and got this off of the heating element and started cleaning it up, but it was just continuing to melt. It was very scary. Had I not smelled that and started the dishwasher and went and got in bed, this could have been a fire, no doubt. So it was just the Lord's blessing over us that I was not already in bed and was not already asleep. Colby usually goes to sleep before me on some nights because his schedule is a little bit different with mine, with him getting up really, really early in the morning. So it was just God's blessing. Really, you can see the burn part where it was like literally starting to turn into ashes right there. But this could have been really, really bad. Like I said, had I started the dishwasher and went to sleep and not smelled this, it would have probably been very disastrous for our family, because there was no water coming into the dishwasher. It was just the heating element literally continuing to melt this. And I'm just so thankful that I caught it when I did, because it could have been so bad. But before I start packing, I have to start getting waters on. So that means on the big garden, I'm going to be rotating waters today in between washing clothes and trying to get packed up. Now, I cleaned out the car yesterday. You know, when you have a lot of kids, they take their clothes and their shoes off, their bows, their rubber bands, you know, everything comes off in the car and it stays there, right? So that got cleaned out yesterday. The trash got cleaned out. Everything got cleaned out. We actually took a couple of seats out. But Aiden's friend, Annabelle, y'all have seen clips of her here and there. She comes to the house some. So Aiden's friend, Annabelle, is, we all go to church together, and her mom's actually going to be riding with me. We're going to come back a day early before the rest of the kids are actually, they're staying till Sunday about midday. We're actually leaving Saturday late afternoon. So just a little bit earlier, we're going to be headed out. So they're riding with us, and we took a couple of seats out so we could put coolers, our suitcases. We have to take everything from towels to sleeping bags to pillows, you know, the whole 9 yards when you're going to a camping center. And I have to get started on packing, but before I do, I'm going to go ahead and get these waters on in the garden. I'm going to be adding a stand-up tall sprinkle system to see if I can cover more ground with this, because we have a lot of garden area to cover, and I usually have to move that water 4 or 5 times a day just on that one area to cover the whole garden area. So we're just gonna go get that water started. I got a lot of the back watered yesterday, but I've got to go get water up on the big garden. Will you turn the water on? Turn the water off. This is not fun. Okay, so just to put in perspective for y'all, this is supposed to reach 86 feet at maximum capacity, which is what we have it at. I had to widen that tripod out just a little bit because it kept tilting over, as you've seen. And just to give you an idea, I'm gonna let you look at how much ground we have to cover. This is what the sprinkler is covering in this area. So it does take several moves to get from one area. Now, like I told y'all, I had already watered this section and that section yesterday. So we're hitting this middle, that section, and probably 2 more times down on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, I probably still have about 4 more moves today, and that was after watering this corner and that corner yesterday. So that just goes to show you, this is one of our in-ground tilled garden areas that we grow. It's not a conventional because we don't use chemicals and fertilizers, but we do till here and plant a lot of things in the ground. Now, you guys have seen our homestead tour. If you haven't, you guys, please be sure to go check that out. I think you will enjoy it. It kind of just gives you a view all around farm, what goes on and what happens here. But right down there is where our other in-ground garden is. So this is just one of the in-grounds, not including the greenhouse, the high tunnel, and the raised beds where we grow just vegetables. All of our fruits and stuff are in a totally different area. Our plums, our blueberries, our strawberries are really starting to come in. So the harvest has been a little overwhelming, to say the least. You guys saw on my squash video. And if you guys didn't watch how I put up my summer squash, all of that you saw picked come from right here. I got 50 quarts already canned, not including 3 buckets that I picked. Now, it is going to have to wait until after camp. So what I did is laid a big blanket out, spread those out, put them in a cool, dark room, and they will last until Monday/Tuesday when I get back home and can start on those. But for right now, we have the water on. We've got to go do laundry and start getting packing.
Dad.
What happened to you, Eliza?
Stepped on a spider.
You stepped on a spider?
Yeah.
Is it still red and swollen today, or is it a little better?
It's a little better.
A little better. Let's look at it. So it's not as bad as it was when she woke up this morning. Actually, when she went to bed last night, it looked pretty good. I used castor oil and a homemade salve that actually I had one of my viewers email me the recipe probably several months ago, and I finally was able, it was probably actually longer than that, but several months ago I was able to order the things that I needed for the recipe. It was like an old recipe that's been handed down for a really long time, and I made that and I put a castor oil wrap on there. It almost immediately, the swelling and the redness went down, so that was great. But she woke up and it was red and swollen again, so we repeated that. I also boiled down some comfrey and yarrow, and we did a wrap on that right before she went to bed. So she had 2 wraps on yesterday. She had 1 on already today. She'll have another one at lunch. We don't know what kind of spider it was. I was actually down here working. Y'all heard me say that I had the waters on. I was moving the meat birds down here, filling up some of the animal waters. when it happened, so I don't know what kind of spider it was. It has been a little red and swollen, but she's not had any other symptoms, so I think she's gonna be fine. Right now it's just, I think, controlling the irritated area, and she'll recover fine.
And there they go. They pulled off. We're home alone.